Now I'm a sucker for a good zombie game, and seeing as this one was developed by Techland, the guys behind the original Dead Island, how could I not like it? You may think the game is based in a zombie-infested city. It's more like your own personal playground, with your amazing parkour abilities. You can do just about anything you want. There was also little shortage of ways to kill the undead, and although this took a while to become apparent, you could quickly turn from prey into predator. That is in the daylight anyway. The game changes dramatically at night, with stronger and much more deadlier zombies coming out to play, making the nighttime a true mad dash for survival. There's only a couple of gripes I have with Dying Light, one being the clunky and chunky combat, and the actual story and characters themselves being a bit too stereotypical zombie horror, even for my liking. The Uncharted trilogy, in my opinion, is one of the best action-adventure series in recent gaming history. I admit, I have a bit of a crush on these games, and being able to play them today on next-gen consoles is by far the best way to experience them. Now, I, like most, I'm sure, was a little worried when I saw they were taking the originals and remaking them. I was scared they might get rushed in pursuit of a release date before Uncharted 4, but I can gladly say each game in the remake has been beautifully done to recapture the art style and wonderful atmosphere of the originals, and somehow made them even better.
You're a crook, right? What do you want from me?
I see great things in our future, kid. Great things.
Splatoon is the breath of fresh air that the third-person shooter world has been looking for. With its bright colours and cute characters, one could be forgiven for overlooking Splatoon as children's play, when in reality there is actually a much more complex shooter buried beneath. The campaign mode is a great way to get introduced to the game before tackling the online competitive multiplayer scene, with each level having a different theme and the added challenge of having a Mario-esque wacky boss at the end. The online multiplayer is where I really enjoyed playing Splatoon though, with the vast variety of weapons and different game modes managing to keep the game fresh for me. And come on, the colours, it's just plain gorgeous. Welcome to one of the most addictive games of 2015, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. This was the first game in the series that I have played, and initially I wasn't sure I would get into it, but after a few short hours, all I wanted to do was fight more bosses, acquire more resources, and become the most feared monster hunter in the entire land. I had just as much fun playing the solo campaign as I did playing online with friends. I mean, the game is just awesome boss fight after awesome boss fight. Each monster is unique, having both strengths and weaknesses that a hunter has to avoid and exploit in order to win. The sometimes repetitive nature of the game, having to replay a boss fight over and over again to get rare materials, can be somewhat of a drag, but it was also during these repeats that I sometimes found new and more effective ways to kill each monster, which gave me a real sense of growth and development as a hunter. If Star Wars and Battlefront had a love child, then it would be called, well, Star Wars Battlefront. This is the multiplayer Star Wars shooter that we have been waiting for, with its stunning visuals, solid gameplay, and it's freaking Star Wars. There are multiple different modes to choose from, like trying to either defend or attack huge AT-ATs in Walker Assault, to playing as iconic heroes, good or evil. The maps themselves offer some diverse experiences, with some being a lot more open, some having a lot of tight corridors and hallways, and some providing a more large sandbox feel to them. I can say I had a lot of fun with Star Wars Battlefront, but one thing that does annoy me is the lack of variety in weapons / perks available later on in the game. I mean, after a while I didn't really have anything to work towards. But hey, it's Star Wars, so it's still a lot better than most online multiplayer shooters. Okay, before I do this one, I better just... Holy damn it! Too late. Until Dawn must have the best facial capture of any game of 2015, if not ever. I mean, it's not every time you play a game and can actually tell who voiced and acted the characters. It's mind-bogglingly good. The only thing Until Dawn does better is the story and scares themselves. Oh, come on, man. Come on, no. No. Until Dawn really makes you feel invested in each of the characters' lives. Maybe some more than others, but it makes you want to try your hardest to get these horror cliche kids off that damned mountain. Exploring, finding clues, and piecing together the mystery of what's happening has never been more important. The life of your favourite character will depend on it. Trust me, Until Dawn is a minefield of death, and it is hugely challenging, but rewarding if you can navigate it successfully. Never before has there been so much sneaking, tactical thinking, and killing to do in a Metal Gear Solid game. I cannot stress enough how important every action is in Phantom Pain, because you're in charge of how your game plays out. You could use stealth tactics to take down an enemy base, or simply go in guns blazing and leave no prisoners. Another huge factor that you can use to your advantage is the environment, as this affects how easy or difficult a certain tactic is to use. The base system is a unique addition to Metal Gear, where you are in charge of managing your own base, which provides unique weapons and equipment for you to use in the field. A common complaint of Phantom Pain is the lack of story, and I agree, but really, with this game, you are the player in control of the story. Nobody is telling you how to play, and that's the way I like it. I can't think of a better celebration of 30 years of our favourite Italian plumber than giving people the ability to create and play their own Super Mario stages. Now, not all of us are Nintendo developers, and the task of creating a fully functioning Super Mario level can certainly be daunting. Thankfully, Super Mario Maker's user interface in Course Maker is very well designed and easy to use, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. Now, if you're just getting into Mario, or you're a wannabe plumber since the beginning, there are 4 styles for Mario to choose from: the original Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and the new Super Mario Bros. Now, if you're more a doer than a maker, then you can quickly switch up to playing levels others have created online, or take one of the Mario challenges to earn awesome perks that you can then use when creating your own stages. It's as good as pizza pie. The Wasteland has never been so pretty. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a deadly nightmare which can throw you a curveball of unexpected horrors without a second's notice, but at least it looks and feels like a post-apocalyptic world should. Admittedly, the early game pressing issue of finding your lost son really gets put at the back of your mind in favour of exploring, looting, and becoming the most dominant figure in the Wasteland. One of the best experiences I had when playing Fallout 4 was deciding which faction to side with, as each have their own set of beliefs which you can either view as a positive or a negative. After putting in a lot of hours, I can say I have seen an end, but Fallout 4 is more about the journey rather than the end destination, and I still feel like my journey is just beginning. I don't think anyone will be surprised that Fallout 4 has made it on this list, but what some people may be surprised with is, who beat it for number 1? Now, I am notoriously bad for starting a new game and quickly becoming bored with it, sometimes without even finishing it. There hasn't been a game that has captured my imagination, kept me engaged, had my eyes locked on a clock, waiting for the next moment I could fire it up like this one. My personal favourite and what I consider the greatest game of 2015 is none other than The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I admit I was new to this series when this game came out, and I was skeptical. Boy, I had never been more wrong before in my life. You have to play this game to even understand how beautiful it is, how gigantic the world is, and how amazing the characters and story are. Nothing in The Witcher 3 is black and white, only different shades of grey, and this is one of the best things about the game. It is up to you and Geralt to to decide what the best course of action is. I could go on and on and on about how great this game is, but I couldn't do it the justice it deserves. To truly understand how epic this game is, you have to experience it for yourself. So there we have it, guys, my personal favourite games from 2015. I have to say that personally, I think 2015 was a great year for games, and well, the only thing I can hope for is that 2016 continues the great form. Actually, because we can, want to have a little sneak peek at what 2016 has to offer for us gamers, with my top 10 most anticipated games of 2016. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave comments if you disagree with what I have to say. I will read them. I really appreciate it, and as always, have a good one.